So the first guest I'm going to call up here, you know, well-respected man in the Brantford and surrounding communities. He goes by Chevron. You all know him more than likely by through EDS events, the videographer, the one that does all of our recaps. What some of you may not know also, he's also another business owner. He owns Jamaican Patties located in the Brantford Food Market. But I'm going to get some more details from him when he comes and joins us. But I'd like you guys to love, heart, $100 sign, whatever it is for our guest, Chevron from EDS Events.
Blessings.
Can they see you? Come sit here. See if you want to see you. All right. What you drinking? Because we have to have a drink together, you know. All right. Cheers.
Cheers, those, man.
All right, so very excited about this interview for so many reasons. So first thing I want to do is I'd like you to introduce yourself to the people then. Who are you and what name should we be calling you on the streets when we see you? When you're passing by and we're saying hello, what name we use?
Oh my, feel like that depends on who's looking. Some people might look and say, he's a humble guy, he's a hard-working guy. Some people might look and say he's stuck up. You know, I'm going like him better than people. How do I see myself? I see myself as somebody, an individual, just learn from daily experience and try to better myself, you know? That's it. Life lesson. What name? You can call me anything, man. I'm good, man. Anything.
So EDS, Chev, Jamaican.
Some people call me Gifted Hands because of the work, you know. I don't know if you see the personalized fruit display I did on the page, yeah. Get that name, we do ice carving. You know, anything we touch, turn gold. But yeah, nothing special.
Never a dull moment at the Black Panel. Back to you, Chevron.
Yes.
All right. So one of the words that you used was humble, because that's exactly how I see you. So let's get an idea of your background. Which part of Jamaica you come from?
Native to Montego Bay, countryside, and spent some time in Green Pond, spent some time in Little Pot, and then we were temporarily living in the States for a while, and then move here, you know. Yeah, Montego Bay, home girl.
All right. And did you know from a young kid growing up that you had this creative thing about you? Because I think a lot of people don't even know how creative your thing is. Like, you know, so where did that start from? You know, anybody that inspired you regarding this creative streak? Was your dad an artist, your uncle? You know, where did that come from?
All right. Creativity. I feel like I'm inspired by everything. A lot of people call me gifted hands because what I can do with my hands, but the real gift is the attention to detail. I feel like I was born with that gift where I see everything. You know, need to go closer? Lord. All right, is that good? Yeah. So yeah, when I walk into this room, I can tell you there's 4X on the ground over there. So I can tell us a big Zara we are a Reebok. We can tell us a Saja we are Nike. We can tell us a Asa we are Nike. The left lace hard, or at least one Saja shoes. One of them tied the other three lows. Yeah, in our Pokemon shoes. Like, I see everything.
Whoa. Okay.
Chair beside me to one of the thing pop up.
So you were just born with that gift?
Feel like it developed over time. You learn from other people, you know. You learn a lot, like the culinary part of it. I learned in Holiday Inn from the boss, Omar, big up yourself. Watching YouTube videos, you know, as I said, like, I said life lessons because every experience you feel like you learn something from, you know. So just pay attention to everything and grasp that information and learn about the universe and how it works and how to channel more things and Just it. The creativity come from the universe. Yeah. So stronger your frequency be, more creative you are.
I like it. So, what in Jamaica did you have any like school experience regarding videography or culinary? Which we're going to go into more detail about it. But was there any experiences that you got when you were in Jamaica with these crafts?
In Jamaica, culinary, we did archers. That was the culinary part of it. But videography, no. Videography actually was Red Rose Promotion who encouraged me to do that along with family members, because I was trying to get my cousin into it because I was already doing the 360 and all of that thing, and I was trying to get my cousin to be a part of the team and do the videography, and he was doing a good job because he was in school for it. He was doing a good job, but he had a different view on it. Like he was into anime and type of thing like that. So I did a one thing for Red Rose, and they were like, "Yo, you should do this professionally because like you're so good." And I feel like it's the eye for detail that makes it so different because I'm not just gonna come to your party and just video the room and just post it. No, I'm seeing everything. If you notice the way we articulately set the recap, it's like a story. When you watch a recap, it's supposed to be like a beginning, like even the rock steady. You see everything. You should get like a full experience. You know what I mean? And that's why it's different. That's why I spend like a week working on the recap. I'm not gonna rush it. Because I watch like the 600 videos over and over and over, and I save them down to 100, and then I watch those 100, send out the information to the universe, and then me have to wait. When it come back to me, my day in the kitchen, I cook, and then it just click on me. That is it. Yeah.
Powerful mind. All right. So let's talk about the two businesses that I'm aware of. Okay, let's scratch that for a second. I know you're a chef. Can you give me a list of all the other things that you are professionally?
Okay. So full-time chef at the keg. Do a lot of competition with in regards to that as well. Dominated most of them. In 2018, I was the grill master for the keg. So that means you cook against all the kegs across the nation, and we did round 1, round 2, and they flew me out to Vancouver, did round 3. Fortunate enough to win that competition that year. And then you got a dish on the menu of the keg, all of the keg over. So that was a great experience. And then culinary, just the same fruit art. Chef has always been my background from day one, you know what I mean? From Jamaica to the States, it's always been chef. But then we have Jamaican Patty, which we started as a foundational structure for our son, because he got the diagnosis with autism, and we wanted to create something that we know, hey, it's gonna be something I can provide for him, because you don't really know what's gonna be the outcome when it comes down to autism. Wasn't really sure what autism was either, because it's not big in our culture. There's not a lot of light shedding on it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So once we got that diagnosis, then we're like, okay, we got to do something for him. But my partner really controls Jamaican. She does a phenomenal job with that. 4 years in a row, we've won Platinum Restaurant for Brantford. So I'm really proud of her with that, just the same.
Yeah, let's talk about that because autism, it's really heavy in our community, but because the diagnoses aren't happening, or even we talking about it is not, that's why I love the fact that you guys have set up a foundation that expresses what it is, what the purpose is for, and I think a lot more people need to do that. So how is it having a son that's autistic? What's the journey like, if you can even describe it?
Man, it is something else. At first, it's frightening, right? Because you're about to have a kid, you're excited, you're looking forward to all the things that you're gonna talk about, the funny things that you're gonna say, and then one day, next thing you know, you're sitting in the office and a doctor is telling you that, hey, your son might never talk, or his brain is wired different, like the way he processes information is different. He might need help throughout his entire life. You never know, because spectrum is very wide. But it was really rough at first. They have what they call meltdown, where it's a sensory overload. Like it's too much information coming in and they cannot filter it. And they would just cry. So even if he's tired, doesn't know, tell you that I'm tired, so he just cried. If he's hungry, doesn't know, tell you he's just crying. Everything that he knows has to be taught to him through therapy. So even brushing his teeth, you gotta teach him over and over. You gotta teach him to first hold the toothbrush until he's comfortable with it, and then you gotta teach him to put it on his lip, and over. Took us 2 years to teach him to ride a bike. But I love that kid, man. I wouldn't change it because the whole experience, what it did for me, the amount of patience, not just for me, but both me and his mom, the patience that it taught us is magical because now it also teaches us not to judge anyone you see out there. You might see a kid behaving in a certain manner and you're like, oh, I'm not have no home training or I'm road. And you don't know that, hey, it's just something that is challenging. And within our culture, I would love to see more light shed on that because a lot of people are going through it. They don't know what it is. The early signs is one of the early signs is stimming. So you might see a kid flapping his hand, or they don't like to make eye contact. So you're trying to talk to him, never look in your eyes, or they want to be alone. Try to go play with him and then gone by himself. You know what I mean? So if you see these early signs earlier, you can try to get help because there is help out there, and that's good because we have a lot of therapists and they're so great. It's a blessing. So if you have any question pertaining to that, feel free to reach out. EDS, we're more than happy to share, our experience. As I said, it's different for everybody, but whatever we can share, I can help. We're up for it.
I love what you said that it teaches you guys patience. You know what I mean? It's a great thing. And are you a twin anyway? Dead stop. What's his name, if you don't mind me asking?
It's Hazen.
AZ?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, big up yourself. And which part today? Jamaican patties. Can you tell the people then where you're located? Because we have to talk about the oxtail hot dog. See, Tone Killer said the oxtail grilled cheese is fire.
Yeah, we're just right across the road from Marvelous, the Brantford Farmers Market. Feel like they need to do a bit more with the outside of that location so people can know that there's a market there, because you drive by, they wouldn't even know there's a market, but there's a lot of great vendors in there, not just Jamaican. So if you're passing by, right as you pass Marvelous Lounge, you look that big green building. That's it, Brantford Farmers Market. We're inside from Fridays 9 to 2, Saturdays 7 to 2. You can get the oxtail dog. We try to do a fusion. So we do like oxtail grilled cheese and, some different thing. Loaded patties, Brantford favorite.
All of the good things, them. You guys were a vendor at Jamaica Day in Cambridge. First time I met Raquel, and I'm like, she's like, try this. I said, I think 2 weeks after, I grabbed my best friend and we came to the market because that oxtail hot dog, no, fire. Then she have a dip, have one dip something, oxtail dip. When we put it in the freezer, and me and my son wax that off. The patties are great too. So yeah, like if you guys are in Brantford passing through, make sure if you're there here on a Friday or Saturday, check out Jamaican patties inside the Brantford. Is it fruit market or food?
Food, Brantford Food Market.
Food market. And the prices are good too.
Farmers Market.
Farmers Market. Brantford Farmers Market. All right. So that's Jamaican patties. Let's talk about EDS events. I think you have is there 2 branches of EDS? Can you explain that to us, please?
Okay, so EDS. I have 2 pages for EDS, and that's because I have two different set of clientele. I have the corporate, and then we have EDS entertainment that caters to the dancer. I didn't really want to mix those because you don't want to have like a parent that looking for a photo booth for a graduation, and then he goes on the page and sees somebody I broke it out. You know what I mean? Yeah, you kind of have to separate it. But I started EDS for the dance. I was actually doing Snap Attack 360 when I started photo booth, and it's right here, Marvelous Lounge. I have to give them big props because Marvelous Lounge is the birthplace of EDS. Because when I started the photo booth, I was reading books and learn about business because we start Jamaican and then Jamaican is good, but it's a tough business when it comes on to profit and revenue, right? So I was like, okay, what else can I do? I was reading these books and trying to figure out what else can I do as a side gig. And when you start a business, if I ask you why anyone start a business, you probably would say the main reason is to make money, right? Well, learn the hard way with that. That's why the business did fail at first because yes, your business need to make money in order to be sustainable. But the main reason why any business at all should be started is either one, should be providing a need, two, solving a problem, or three, adding value to what's already there. You know what I mean? So when I was in the parties, I was getting bored. Like it was the same thing. People come out, everybody get them buckle. It wasn't any fun anymore. Like people wasn't having fun. So I was like, looking at it, I wanted to put something in the party that people can loosen up a little bit, you know, put their pride aside. And I found out when they in a Jamaican party, we're kind of different. We're kind of full of pride. Like, I don't want to go up there and go look, people are going to look for me. You know what I mean? But when you go into corporate, people don't care. Them just loose. Them just have fun. And that's the most rewarding thing because when they look and you see the laughter and the smile on everybody's face, and when them done, they're like, thank you. Like, you gave me a great experience. That is it, you know? So, luckily though, I'm grateful that it turned around now because now when the 360 is in a party, like everybody is having fun with it. And the goal is accomplished. So, you know, that is EDS. And I'm always trying to find ways how I can add to it. So the videography, the sparklers, everything, you know, it's all a part of it.
Smoke machine too, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Now, EDS, can you tell us what it stands for, please?
Yeah, a lot of people are saying EDS now. So it's edible displays and services, which it started. I wanted to figure out a way how to merge both business, the fruit carving and entertainment. So it was gifted and edible displays for the personalized fruit carvings, and then I had Snap Attack 360, which I had to rebrand because I learned from a mistake. I started it catering just to the dance hall. I wasn't getting the support. Only Marvelous Lounge. The people that I expected, that I supported for years, go to all their parties, and I thought they would be the one to say, yeah, reach out to them. I told them I'll come and set up for free just to get my name out there. Ignored. I didn't know Paul. Never know him from nowhere. Just came up and I show him what I have. And I'm like, yo, I remember right there. I show him the hologram. I'm like, I want to get my name out there. So come in, man. Yeah. And that's where it started. And I realized in business is another thing that I learned. You have to know your market. It's very important. Because if you bring a Ferrari and park it in the bush where there's an uncivilized tribe, they probably take the tire off it and turn it in a coal pot. So you're not gonna get the value until somebody else appreciate it, and then they're gonna be like, oh. So that's when I had to rebrand. I had to re-edit the website, change the brand, change the logo, and start catering to corporate. And then when people start seeing us getting the bookings at the weddings and the graduation and everywhere, big up Print Production because there was one who gave us the strength in that segment there and great people to work with. And that's when I started getting the requests for booking and we came back in the party. And I learned from that experience too because now I can provide the service with better experience too, you know what I mean? And then I have to big up the team members, Jerome and Jose Carlos, because where I'm weak, they're strong. You know, I'm more reserved and don't talk too much. Jerome is more open and jovial. So if I'm at the event and I'm here with a photo booth, I might not come and say, hey, come on. But Jerome would be like, come on. You know what I mean? So I give thanks to them just the same, you know. Very important asset to the business.
Which one's more challenging? Vic is asking, corporate or dance hall?
Definitely dance hall, unfortunately, sir.
Thought the things them. Why?
Okay, corporate is usually very easy because they know what they want, they see the work, and they have no issue paying for it. And when they show that you appreciate it too, like after they pay for it and you come and you do a good job, they tip sometime higher than the full rate that I charge for a dancehall party. That's a tip. they would write little notes to show you that they appreciate it. You know what I mean? Something sentimental, like thank you for coming out, or thanks for being part of our wedding, or whatever. And when it comes on to the dance hall, sometimes, not all the time, you would find that somebody book you and they start to behave as if, first of all, before they book you, they want to tell you what you should charge, or what, you know what I mean, what they should pay you. And when they do book you, you pull up and start to set up, and they start talking to you like they own you. You know, that, and you know what I mean? Sometimes no respect. And it doesn't happen very often. I'm going to be honest. I've been dealing with really good clients that's been respectful, but occasionally it does. And I've learned the hard way when I just started, because I used to just do the event and hopefully hope that they would respect their end of the bargain, bigs, and pay after. You know what I mean? So now I gotta get serious. I'm like, guys, I can't take up my equipment and come in here and work and go home. Go tell my little 7-year-old autistic sons, let me just do this for ratings. You know what I mean? I have to provide for you. I have a family. You know what I mean? So I had to get serious about it. I had to get a contract involved. You know what I mean? So when you reach out to EDS, it's a different setting. It's professional. You're gonna have to sign a contract. You're gonna have to put a deposit down. And when we come to the event and we set up, we expect the balance before we start operating. If the contract is also there to protect our clients, so therefore, if we don't hold our end of the bargain, you have the right to take legal action or apply for a refund. And anybody know that once I'm not satisfied with the job, I'm gonna give you a refund, because it's not about the money, it's the experience. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, I'm going to speak as a customer of EDS, and mega brag boy you a lot, because one of the things that I love about the work that you do is your professionalism. I love the fact that now, I mean, I knew you were pay attention to detail, but to hear you speak about the things that you even notice. And that is why the videos that you have done for me and Saji are so special, because I'm not going to go into the detail of that. I'm going to let you know that, when you're paid to do a job, you want to make sure that the job is done well. And I have no doubts in you when it comes on to the videography. And when I go to other events as well, because you have Level Up coming up this weekend. Let's talk about that, because that was one of the videos that I saw you did when you had the 360 booth there last year, and you captured some very essential moments that you also use for your branding. And I'm saying to myself, if them never book you this year, they're wrong. I mean, they can make the choice. Don't get me wrong. It's budgeting, right? We got to see if we can fit you in. But nonetheless, you get exactly what you pay for when it comes to you. So let's talk about that.
Yeah, Level Up is definitely one of my favorite events, because not just with me, but you see how they put themselves together. You know what I mean? Like the whole setup, the decoration, the DJs, everything about Level Up is very professional. So I love that about them, and I had no issue with them when it comes on to payment or whatever. So absolutely one of the most anticipated events for me, for EDS. Looking forward to it next week. You don't know, it's gonna be a movie. Last time we weren't fully booked for videograph, because we're just starting out. I told Simone, I believe, like, hey, I'm just trying this. You know what I mean? I want to do a recap, whatever. And she was like, not sure yet, budget, it is. So I understood. I'm like, listen, I'm gonna come. I'm gonna just capture the images just the same. After the event is over, if you decide that you want me to do the recap, you can let me know. And she did. And that was one of the first recap that I did. And you see the result. They saw it too. So this year, if you realize they book really early, that's another thing that I love about Level Up. Because they understand the value of what we provide, they reach out early. I am not a fan for somebody that's gonna book last minute, because if you realize the way we present ourselves to has a lot to do, you know what I mean, with our core value. Like we're not gonna just pull up in your party anyhow. We want to look the part, you know what I mean? Like, and these things take time, so we need to shop for the wares. We want everything in order and professional.
DJ Princess says, big respect to EDS events, very professional in both the corporate and dancehall settings.
Blessings.
And may I tell you over and over again, if you have an event and you want the people them, your patrons new, especially bringing new attention to your event, EDS is definitely the team that you need to link up with. They dress the part. If you say blue, them in a blue. You understand? So definitely make sure you reach out. Now, I noticed that you have some books to the left.
Yeah, I'm really glad you bring that up too, because I feel like within our community we need to uplift each other, you know what I mean? And I bring these books because they helped me when I had no idea what I was doing. So, first of all, this is my journal. Journal pretty much almost everything that resonated with me. You know what I mean? Anything on me hear, what I learn from, I just write it down, whether it be from a podcast or read it on a book. You know what I mean? I have a few other books here. So you're somebody right now, you're working, and you feel like it's just hand to mouth. Yeah, as you get your PA done, you know what I mean? And you want to start a side business, or you have a business that's not flourishing, and you want to know, what am I doing wrong? You know what I mean? Sometimes it's just good for get some inspiration from people that already do it before, you know what I mean, already successful in that field. So they write books and they give you the little ideas that you can use. So, and these books are actually very cheap. This one, The Richest Man in Babylon, I don't even have it, this one, I have it here, but it's one of my favorite, that book. So written in a old school version, but I think I paid $14 for it, and I made thousands of dollars after learning from that.
What's the name of the book again, please?
The Richest Man in Babylon. Yeah, I'm not just say that for be here for pretend like, oh, I know a lot or whatever. I'm just within our community, as we say, if you get the information and not pass it on to our brothers and sisters, then what a purpose, you know what I mean? Because only a life as rendering services to others is a life worth living, you know what I mean? You have to do something bigger than yourself. And that to me is my definite purpose, apart from making the money to provide from family, Swishers, believe me, let me tell you this. This might just be another interview for you. But what if I tell you something, manifest this? I see myself, I do this before, and this I just want to, everything when I have manifestation, you can see it, anything where you want out of life, you can get it, you can achieve it. No joke. This book can tell about it. This one's called The Secret. I just how you think, you know what I mean? And you learn about thoughts, and you know you can control your thoughts. Remember, I heard you talk about depression or mental state earlier. As a person that used to struggle with depression, I can tell you, as a man think it, look it up. It's all in your mind. To me, I know depression is real. It's a real thing. But it's a prison where we put ourselves in and only you can let yourself out. You can do a lot of counseling and help. But until you're ready to step out of depression, you're not going away unless you decide, say, hey, we need to come out of this. We need to, step out. So, books help me a lot. Even this book now, The Power of Now is still not plastic because I mainly listen to book through audios. So I buy the hardcover. This was a gift given to me, and trust me, it's so powerful. Because one of the time I just did a thing about money and get the money and all of these financial books and just working hard. And then I realized I miss out on a lot too because it all boiled down to balance, you know what I mean? You can't just chase the paper and I forget to live. You have to still make time for your family. You have to still do something for yourself apart from your family. You know? You have to still give back in any way. You might not have the money to give back, but you can give advice. This is a little goal, right? That's what I'm doing now. So, again, if you're the home, you want to start a business, you don't know what to do. You wonder, oh, your money now go well. You want to manage your money. You have to learn the laws of money. It's there in the book. 3 laws of money. Law number 1, learn how to earn money. Law number 2, what do we know law number 1? What do we work, right? Law number 2, learn how to keep money. Half of we know how to save, not the rest. Law number 3, and the most important one, a lot of we don't know, learn how to make money work for you. You get me, Biggs? So when you make the money, every dollar where you make is a soldier who will fight for your freedom. Because realistically, A modern slavery we are living in is spacious. Because we are give away time for free, for money, you know what I mean? We are sell with time. I never saw it supposed to make. Everything was made free for us. We shouldn't have to pay for water. We shouldn't have to pay for food. A man should just plant him food. We shouldn't have to pay for land. Who give them the right to tell us, yo, yes, for me, I have to buy it. You know what I mean? I say, and all of these things, gas, whatever. But things and times change. So now it's different because everything what you want is money. This piece of cloth here is money. That mic where we are talk on is money. The phone, the kids to go to school. So when them tell us the money at the root of all evil, them teacher wrong for our day in school. Money is a tool. I just you have to know if you use it. And you have to love money, but you shouldn't be in love with money. Because that breed greed, which is the real root of all evil, because you don't know if you become satisfied, you get it, you want more. The brother they have a bit of care than me. Want one. You see neighbor fence? We need to get a fence too. They have shingle, you know what I mean? You don't know if you be comfortable and be satisfied. And say, all right, then I have enough. Oh, look at all the celebrities we know. How many celebrities you see? Say, yo, them have enough and them all right. Everybody are broke. Everybody are both. You know what I mean? So, whole heap to the learn. We don't need a whole session. And it would be nice to have another session where we can talk about this. But I love to see people, you know, reach out and talk about what them go through. Maybe have a open call line and make people call and, you know, and we can help one another because of that we there for, you know. You know what I mean?
Right. That's so see, Tune Killer say hallelujah. We usually say, oh Jesus, but hallelujah, I must say no.
Oh Jesus.
Wow. You hear that, guys? You're not just here on the planet for yourself. Looks like you're here to also help and teach us, right? So we definitely appreciate that from you. We're going to wrap up the interview, but you're staying for the debate portion, right?
Yeah, man.
All right. Can you let us know? Yeah, come, Biggs.
It's not a question, I just something I say. I wish people follow that you are more upon this. So for my party, I try to book him for photography. For my party, most people, they when I just look at it, it's a booking and they're going to make money. And then when I accept it, the G actually say, yo, there are other people here that does photography. I can do it, but I really prefer you go book who actually do it and promote, say them do it. And them give me a reference and say, oh, great.
I'm glad you bring that up. Yeah, that is the thing, the same thing we are talking about. Where we come from in a Mobile, Suecious, there's a place named Ip Strip downtown where all the tourists go. You can find 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 person a sell jerk chicken when they kick up on a card. Why? Because one man say them do it and it a work, so I need to do it too. Oh, that makes sense. You know that my suppliers in China, when them ship me equipment, them say, yo, I have tables and you want tables, you don't want bucket and whatever. So no, Bobby VIP already had the bucket and table. Why me don't want the bucket and table? You know what I mean? Why me don't want to go outside go sell bread if Jesus brother sell bread? Me can sell him some flour. You know what I mean? Or if he must sell the bread, maybe me can go sell some jerk chicken. Yeah, and we work together. But if everybody ever see how do something and do it, you lack creativity. That don't make no sense. There's so many things that we can do. You want to start a business again? Maybe start a career, a taxi thing where when people drink and drunk at the party, if you're not a drinker, then you can just pull up and drive them home safely and just maybe add some flavor to it. Something else, just get creative with it, but don't try to do what everybody I do. It will become saturated and it not going to become successful because again, that go right back to greed.
Hey. When listening, naturally Char said, love the uplifting vibes that our community needs. Life is not all fun and games. What's coming up for EDS?
EDS, I feel like I just want to continue doing what we're already doing, creating memorable moments or capturing those moments, but on a broader scale. You know, we just want to impact as many lives as we can. You know, that's the goal. Not see ourselves no special than nobody. We don't think nobody more special than we just neutral and, you know what I mean, just a spread love and try if you bring joy because that it all boil down to, you know. Yeah, love. This way there.
And let me mention, members of EDS donated our lighting to the Black Panel. So if you notice, he was one of our sponsors one of the months back. He's also the sponsor for Sixerside this year. Him and EDS and Jamaican Patties as well. So, you know, it all connects. If you hear him talk, you see him on the street, how he behaves, if that makes sense. You know, his style, you know, everything that you said, it all just matches. And I personally, the Black Panel, Hazza and Biggs, we want to thank you. You know, we have so much admiration for you based on the work that we see, based on what you've done for us, based on who you are as a person, based off the fact that you are a father of an autistic son. And, you know, we just see bare light when it comes on to you. And you coming here with the books, like, you know, there's just a whole thing to you, right? If you know what I mean. So we appreciate that. And definitely. Something else you want to add to the people, them?
Just blessings always, man. Grateful for the opportunity, you know what I mean? Give thanks.
All right, guys. Don't leave anywhere. We're going to restart Instagram. You only know we have an hour, so please, I'm going to log out, log back in. Our numbers are looking really good today. I like it. So big up yourself, EDS. We'll be right back, guys. Hazza.